DreamHack Open is brought to you by Intel, Corsair, MSI, and Monster Energy.
It's our final game of the day and a battle for the top spot in Group D. It's all kicking off as we're getting fired up to witness North clash heads with Sprout here at DreamHack Open 4. As always, I've got my lovely panel of experts joining me, of course, Maui and Potter joining me all the way from the US of A. Potter, pleasure to have you back here. You excited to be getting into some more CS?
Absolutely. You know, in this last segment, I was watching Astralis playing, and then I saw Sudan tweeting out that clip of Zaiwu, and I was like, I've got to go to the third stream right now and catch the rest of this match. It was insane. Zaiwu was just popping off, and yeah, I'm ready for more Counter-Strike.
Zaiwu has been looking absolutely nuts, Maui. We were talking about it when we were recapping some of the games before we jumped to a break. Yeah, Vitality looking pretty solid here.
Yeah, absolutely. Vitality, it's hard to not root for that team when they have one of the best players in the world always popping off. Zaiwu, just the pillar of consistency for that roster.
Yeah, it really is. And of course, we can take an updated look at our standings here at DreamHack Open 4. A match that we actually didn't touch on too much, that Group C matchup of FaZe Clan versus Saw. Both of them fighting out to not be eliminated from the tournament. Obviously, Saw, unfortunately, being eliminated there. But Potter, they definitely gave FaZe a run for their money, taking this to the full 3 maps.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, Saul, they've been kind of impressing, turning heads, even on the first day versus Godsent. There were some close matches as well. So certainly for these, I believe they're Spanish, most of them, some Portuguese mixed up in there as well. And these guys, they're impressing for sure. But FaZe, they finally woke up, right? I mean, we were all expecting them to come knocking and show us exactly what it took to make it to the grand finals just last weekend. So definitely, hopefully, this is signs of FaZe just charging up and getting better and better.
Yeah, maybe they just needed a little bit of time to warm up after that win at IEM New York just a few days ago. Hopefully we're going to be seeing more of the FaZe Clan as this tournament progresses. But we're going to be moving over into Group D. It's not actually a group that we've had too much on the A stream here, so I'm very excited to be delving into this one. Bit of contention though, the fact that ENCE have been eliminated from this group already, Maui, maybe a surprise to some people looking at some of these names in Group D.
Yeah, it's an interesting group, I'll say that. It's interesting that ENCE could not pull out a victory versus any of these teams here. NIP, they're bringing back one of their players. Threat was standing in for them for a bit, and so we hope that NIP can actually show what they're made of, because they've actually been doing quite well lately, even with their stand-in, their coach standing in. But that being said, North and Sprout are the teams that have both won their opening matches here. And these are teams that also, kind of in other groups, you would probably expect them to maybe come out in maybe second, third place or so, maybe even bottom out a group. But right now, they're the winning teams, and they're going to be facing off in just a moment.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to be focusing our attention on as we get into the map vetoes for this final best of 3 series of the day. Potter, I am coming to you with this one. What are you expecting from these map picks and bans?
Well, Freya, I hate to be boring here, but I think we're going to get an exact repeat of the last 3 series that these two teams have faced off against each other. It's been Dust2 and it's been Vertigo each and every time. I'm expecting the same thing here. Once again, Sprout to pick that Dust2, North to pick the Vertigo. Maybe North might change things up a little bit. Okay. they're changing things up a lot a bit. So Train is going to be coming out. This is what I thought might happen because listen, I know third time's a charm, but North, they've lost the last 2 times that they picked Vertigo into series before. I know that Overpass is their favorite go-to, but it's good to see that North and MSL are coming up with different sorts of win conditions because Vertigo seems to not be it just for these last couple weeks.
Yeah, and just looking at the map picks coming out, it is a replica of what we saw the last time these teams faced, actually in the qualifiers coming into this, but just a little bit of a mix-up with Train coming in first. We didn't actually get to see that played out at all. Interesting stats coming out here. I think maybe the teams aren't too familiar with this.
I think
that might be wrong.
That might be a glitch, yeah.
That might be slightly wrong because as we've been saying, you know, those are the maps that we've actually been seeing these teams peeking into a little bit more favorably. But, you know, talking about the qualifiers that they managed to come through and get here for Sprout, absolutely flawless from them. They didn't drop a single map and, you know, they beat North in the grand final. Of course, North still managed to get here by going down to that lower bracket. But it's interesting, isn't it, Christine? Because some of those maps were actually really, really close.
Yeah. And you know, Sprout have been pleasantly surprising each and every turn. I touched on it just a little bit yesterday, but even at ESL 1 Cologne, these guys were absolutely showing up. So definitely, I think because maybe our expectations as a viewer is kind of dropped a bit because we have to remember the superstars in Searson, the superstar in Keto, they left, they got moved to an upgraded team in Big. So definitely for Sprout, I expected them to fall off a bit. I expected them to have to rebuild and go through the process, but they're coming out swinging, and it's the duo of Polish players, and Diha and Snatchy. These two have absolutely been impressing. Faven thrown into the mix as well, putting up the numbers. So definitely Sprout, I'm not sure what to expect here, but North, they better be ready.
Well, speak of the devil, and he may appear. Frankie actually had a chance to catch up with Snatchy ahead of this match. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to check in with Snatchy. Maybe, you know, he's hard at work preparing for this matchup. But I think it's an interesting topic that you were talking about, Posta. The main focuses that are going to be on this team. What do they kind of bring to the team as a whole and what you've seen from some of their previous matches?
It's got to be Snatchy's opping. You know, I know that Sprout, they had their little time with Oscar, but Snatchy, he's bringing a whole nother level to the Sprout side, finding those openings and constantly searching for more and more of those duels. So definitely this fresh look that Snatchy's bringing to this squad has been instrumental for their success.
Yeah, and then moving over to the side of North as well. I mean, I literally just witnessed them getting knocked out of the Flashpoint qualifiers a couple of days ago. They lost to Gambit, then they lost to Fours in the grand finals there. So it's interesting, Maui, to see them actually potentially topping this group. I mean, from what you've kind of seen of them, what have you seen of their form and kind of how it's been developing recently?
I think what's interesting about this team is that after losing a couple players, after they lost Valde, for example, it was kind of up in the air as to who was going to be stepping up as an individual on this team. And really, it felt like anyone had the potential to, but someone just needed to. And I think lately, Cajun B has actually been the most impressive player for me from this squad. MSL on the op, I think he's just kind of taking things a little bit slower, not trying to overextend sometimes, because I think when they were looking for that star, he tried to step up, but then the results were actually kind of bad. But now I think they're recognizing that the rifling in Cajun B, the solid play from Lekro, those players in particular are stepping up for me in ways that I just wasn't sure where the frags were going to come from. But now I think those two have made a case for themselves.
Well, I believe we do actually have the opportunity to speak to Snatchy, so let's see what he has to say before this match.
Snatchy, congratulations on your opening win against NIP. What is working so well within the team at the moment?
I think that we have good chemistry right now. Everyone understands each other, and we have always good preparation for the matches. I think that our aiming is also on the point a lot of time. So I think that's the reason that we are playing really good right now.
How do you set up Daika so well to get those multi-kills and close out rounds on your T side?
I think that we have like good mid-run calls every time from Timo. He's really good IGL. I think right now I can just tell that he's one of the best IGLs in my opinion. So it's always like his job, but also the rest of the team are also giving ideas and stuff like this. And I think that's make us really established team on T side.
Thank you so much, and good luck, Snatchy.
Thank you very much.
Snatchy, echoing what you were saying there, Potter, it seems like the team chemistry is what's really propelling them forward in some of these games.
Yeah, definitely. And you could see it, right? I mean, just because we have to remember it's an international squad as well, but the way that they're moving, the fluidity that they have in the server, it's definitely brewing up to be something special, hopefully.
Well, we also got an opportunity to hear from a player from North. It's, of course, their newest player, Lekro.
Lekro, it's an absolute joy to get to catch up with you. And now that you're wearing a different player jersey, can you tell me about how you're finding your time with North so far, given that you're in a whole new role?
Yeah, it's brand new for me since I used to be the in-game leader, and I think it's great doing the entry fragging now, and I just have a full trust in my in-game leader, so that's so it's all good. So I can just focus on shooting people, and I'm really enjoying it. And I think the transition into the team has been really well, so I'm happy.
You have got a rematch against Sprout. They did take you down in the qualifiers. Snatchy in particular went absolutely massive on Dust 2. So how have you planned to tackle that issue?
I think when we played them in the qualifier, we already had planned, or I think this how we're gonna go in groups was already decided. So I think they played a bit more YOLO. And I think we're going to prepare for this kind of style more. So I'm pretty confident against them.
You're feeling YOLO?
Yeah.
I love it. Lekro turned loose. Thank you for talking to me.
Preparation for the YOLO style of play, as Lekro describes Sprout there. And of course, as always, we want to see what you guys are saying down in the Twitch chat. Where are you going to be siding for this best of 3 series? Actually, got all the Sprout fans in the chat. 59% siding with Sprout there. But of course, I don't think we should wait a moment longer to be jumping right into the action. It's going to be an exciting one to end out our day, and it's going to find out who is topping our Group D. It's Sprout versus North, and it's coming up after this.
It's time to see the winners from Group D take on each other yet again. This was actually the last match of the closed qualifier. It's North taking on Sprout. My name's Tinko. Going to be joined by Holker for this one. And we're going to get to see the best of what Group D has to offer.
Yeah, we kind of said from the start this was going to be a really competitive group. We've seen that already come through. These two teams, though, winning their first games, North and Sprout in the winners matchup. I really don't know which way this one's going to go, Dinko, but I've got a good feeling about Sprout. They've been looking good recently.
Yeah, they also 2-0 North the last time around, and that wasn't too long ago. So Sprout be looking really good. The last time around, it was actually DreamHack who underperformed. He was the bottom fragger for Sprout, and he has been the carry in a lot of their matches, especially in their opening game against NIP. So we get things underway here on train. It's Sprout on the defensive side early on, and look at this stack towards outside. The only player they've got with any sort of presence towards this B bomb site is DreamHack playing from connector.
Yeah, he's so far back here. Couple of P250s for North as well, so they have the better guns for the long-range fight. They won't just have to try and Glock at range. And the flash comes through, forcing DreamHack off the angle. Gabe starting to close the distance, but it's Cage and B who Glocks him at range. Easy access to the B site, and North are going to push all the way into the back lines.
Well, MSL has taken down Dennis Spitty, able to reply. We've got a 4v3, a man advantage in play for North. Favin doing good work, though, to claw this one back for Sprout, kicking and screaming into the pistol round. And now Snatchy Crossing to the left side of the oil train. Gid has a decent position to fight this, but as Lecro with the P250 doming Snatchy, and this pistol round looks like it's going to be going in favor of North. Fabi just caught in the open. Gid with a double. The patience paying off, and it's North who find the pistol win, and that outside stack not really paying off for Sprout.
Oh, North just getting straight onto that B site. The one flashbang was well placed. It made a big difference there. That was MSL's flash over the top. And then Gay gets a couple of kills up close and personal. We've got 3 scouts in this follow-up round, though, Dinko. Sprout buying up as much as they can. We all know how good these scouts can be on train. Let's see if the scouts are good in Sprout's hands.
A chance here for Sprout to be upset with the scouts. And as North brings to the table 3 Galils, a Mac-10 and a UMP. Not exactly the best of buys coming in for the T side. Lecro holding on. D-Hat is inside of the smoke, and there's the first headshot. He will go down to AZ. Now Favin, this is risky. Oh, Cajun B is so ready for that. Favin, not exactly the best timing to go for that ladder walk up. Not really working out, but a couple of kills have come back through for Sprout. They have a chance still with Snatchy and Spitty both getting kills in the scouts. North have made a quick play to this A bomb site though, and they've got full control. Snatchy and Spitty still with the scouts in their hands. Will have to pull off a retake on this A bomb site. No kit, no utility, and the 2 scouts make it very difficult.
Oh, Snatchy almost got a chance there, but Cajun B's sitting in heaven. A very strong spot to be in, especially against those scouts. Biding his time before finally firing, but he takes a shot. Finally, the UMP connects. And there's nothing for Spitty to do at this point. Even though he knows there's that man at heaven, it's so hard to clear that. He doesn't even land that shot either. So Spitty's back in away, trying to see if he can save this one scout. On 9 health, you've got to make sure you get as far away from the bomb as possible, just to make sure you don't look silly. And I think everyone will just about survive at the end of the round. But it's North who get an early 2-0 lead, and it should be Sprout down to a low buy.
Yeah, Sprout trying to pull off the force buy win. It doesn't work out for them, and now North have a real chance to get off to a good start and get a few rounds under their belt early on this T side. And that's incredibly important on a map like Trade, right? Where the attacking side can be very difficult to get going, and you see a lot of teams barely posting enough rounds. North, well, they've got the perfect chance to pick up 3 right off the bat. So you're not going to be complaining about that if you're North. It's definitely a good spot for them to be in. Molotov burning out Pop Dog. North setting up with the utility with D-Hat. Coming around the backside, it's Snatchy with the first kill. AZ goes down, and Snatchy, after his 1 kill, is replied upon by MSL. But look at the control D-Hat now has, coming right behind the bomb. Kid is about to go down. A second chance here for D-Hat. It's hard to control that CZ at range, though. And Lecro with the Mac-10, successful in finding an important kill on the site.
Ooh, good shot from Dennis. He almost gets the chance for the second, but Lecro comes from above. It's turned into a 2v2, but remember, that bomb is still firmly in the hands of Sprout for the time being. There is still utility for North, though. They could throw a nade into that Pop Dog. They could try and use a smoke to help obscure some of these angles. Right now, though, North just taking their time, and oh, Lecro's getting toyed with. Finally, the nade about to land, and there's the kill they were looking for. Only D-Ha remaining, and he doesn't even have Kevlar.
Yeah, we talked about at the start of this round, North should be picking 3 up. Well, D-Hat is going to try and ruin that. He's got a Galil in half, 30 seconds. Bomb has been collected, and they can go back to the site to go for the plant. D-Hat still stuck in Pop Dog. Got D-Hat 45 HP. Will eventually extend from Pop Dog. I think he'll just got his... Oh, he tried to go back up the ladder. Now he's come back down. A bit out, and he plays potentially playing close, but Electro at long range, the patience will pay off, and North realize there's absolutely no way they're going to give that away, right? You're playing that 1 versus 2. You're not going to give a single chance. As you get an update over on the other stream, it's Big taking on Godsent. It looks like a good start for Big coming into the pistol round. Searson was unstoppable yesterday for Big, so looking to see if that can continue over on the other stream. But here, it is North and Sprout battling it out for the top dog spot in Group D.
We've got AWPs for both teams instantly in this first gun round, and I'm definitely keeping my eye on these 2 AWPers. I think both Snatchy and MSL are players who can sometimes be a bit up and down, so I'd love to see which of them is going to show up here today. Train is always a map where you look straight at those AWPers to be making the difference. And DreamHack, who had pushed through B, decides to go back. A bit of damage done there by Dennis onto the AWP of MSL. He also got Faven pushed into Pop Dog. So a lot of early ground game by Sprout in this round, but they are now playing it more passively on that B site. And North just slowly using up some nades, slowly taking back some control, making sure that they don't get caught out by any of those flanks we saw in that previous round.
Just a slower, methodical approach into the round from North. Dennis, he's got a good position, close up towards T-Con. He was looking for a player to come around that corner. But now, sitting back, Sprout. And more passive setups, allowing a lot of space for North to play with. A good flashbang. We'll go into the face of KGB, but now North start their attack into the A-bomb side. Snatchy with the first kill. Lecro doubling up for North, but Snatchy is still here on the AWP. And he is having a good game towards outside so far, but it's not going to be enough to get Sprout in a winnable position. It's just City left in a 1 versus 3, and what? The flick off to the left side. Ace, he goes down to the AUG, but it's not much more for Spitty as he is taken down by KGB. And I have to say, there was not much more done than other than those 2 kills from Snatchy there. North just had Lecro walk out T-Con. So much respect was given to the attacking side. They were able to do whatever they wanted. And you can see what happens when you give a player like Lecro too much space to play with.
Hey, you heard in the pre-game interview, I believe the words that Lecro said were, we're going to play more of a YOLO style. I'm going to say they're going to play more loose dinko. I think that's a nicer way of putting it, but it all means the same. It means Lecro is going to be willing to take more of those fights, and I would love to see Lecro come back into more of a star role on this team as that entry fragger oftentimes, or the second man in. He can definitely have a lot of value for this squad, because I think that's the main thing North need, right? We've been saying for a while, it's the firepower that's been holding them back. It's nice to see Lecro getting some early kills on the board, and it should be North getting off to a 5-0 start, unless Sprout can do something special with the pistols.
Well, Snatchy, he does hear the footsteps. Just showing us that he indeed can hear a player in the brown holes, or at least pushing that way. And now Snatchy with the 5-7 around the corner. Can he get the timing here? Can he get at least one? The answer is a resounding no, as MSL and AC alongside KGB will deliver the round for North. Faven will try his best to be a bit of a thorn in their side, but I don't think he'll be able to do much here. KGB secures it. 2 kills in the round for him, and a 5-0 start for North on the T side of Trin. This is a fantastic start from the Danish side. And when you look over for Sprout, unfortunately, no one's really gotten going yet on that individual level, Alex, and that's got to change. They've gone for the full investment. The AWP is coming out on 2 players. It's Dennis and Snatchy hoping this is the key to success.
Definitely never a bad thing to get those double AWPs out on CT Train. We've also got the AUGs in play, which I like to see. I don't think Spitty likes to see those nades, though. They've chunked him down to 31 health before he really sees anyone. He's already down Pop Dog. Oh, it's such an unexpected angle from Faven, though. The fight won by the AUG, just holding it down. And now they get ready for some A main aggression. Elsewhere, North looking for something over at Ivy, but they're not going to get given that opportunity. Dennis decides to play it safe. And now that Sprout have pushed into A main, they seem a little bit happier to rotate a second man to B. They know they've cut off one side of attack towards the A site, and they're just going to sit back and relax with the man advantage. Ooh, Cajun's on the flank, but they're watching it, Dinko.
Yeah, Snatchy's got this. Snatchy's got the angle, and that's the flank down. Cajun B hitting the deck, and now Sprout with a 2-man advantage. This is finally looking like a potential round win for them. The best chance they've had yet. And North, well, they're going to drop down Pop. Spitty blinded AZ with the kill. And Faven just holding from E-Box. That's 1 kill back for North, but Faven knows that AZ's pinned in Pop, but it doesn't matter because the players come into B, and MSL goes down to DreamHack. He'll look for another one here. That's the bomb on its own, and Lecro knows he had to make a hero play that. He will win the duel, but is instantly neutralized by Dennis. Now it's all on easy. A 1 versus 3 clutch required, and he crosses into the open. Snatchy is not forgiving, and he will be picking up the first round for Sprout.
Good to see a couple of kills from Snatchy. Definitely getting some good kills early once he's got that AWP into his hands. I think Snatchy is definitely one of the players on Sprout that has to be towards the top of the board. And again, it's been his consistency that's been the question mark at times. But landing some shots early in this game, definitely a positive sign. He had a good game last time Sprout played against North as well. So I'd love to see if he could dominate that AWPing battle.
Yeah, 62 and 42 across the series, 1.33 rating. He definitely had a huge performance against North. I think he was actually compensating for some of the rest of the team as well. You know, DreamHack was around the average. I mean, he didn't have an underperformance, but he went negative overall. And while DreamHack looking to try and hold on, that's through the smoke and the bottom of the wall. It's easy that gets picked off, and the man advantage in play for Sprout. I mean, North already are in a very comfortable position on this T side. They've got so many rounds to play with, Alex, and they've already got 5. So they've really handed themselves the best opportunity to try and deliver success on Train. But it's all on Sprout now to start their comeback, to start to put these rounds together, to get a bit of momentum. They will be fighting from the back foot. They will be fighting against adversity. And North, they know this. They know they're in a comfortable spot. They won't be feeling the pressure too much just yet. It's all about trying to grab as much control as you can early on. Utility at the ready, smoke's going up, flashbang's in play, and North will try and recover this man deficit.
30 seconds remaining, and the smokes are arriving on the A site. Only a couple of them, though. It's the flash that has to connect, and Favin's in a position where that's not going to be a problem. The second flash lands, but Dennis is still getting kills. 2 from the AWP, back in connector. And there's another man close by. Dennis hasn't spotted him yet. 12 seconds left, though, for North. They need to get that bomb onto the site, and it's just not happening. Dennis has found 3 on the hold, and Gade, thinking about going back, just needs to make sure he doesn't die after time here, and he has. DreamHack gets him right as the time runs out. No money for Gade. He's got $650 in the bank, and that is a real shame.
Yeah, this will set up Sprout for these next few rounds. Since this double op setup come out, has delivered so much impact. And Dennis, well, he did have a quiet start against NIP, but when he got going, he was very impactful. So it's good to see him showing up. He did have his little moment in the stardom or in the spotlight over a big. He was doing some AWPing. Didn't really work out so well. But we know he's definitely capable of wielding this sniper, and I feel like this is the best scenario for him to be in. The best situation is on that double op, right? To be on the secondary op. Not the main AWPer of the team, but you can see how deadly it can be. And both Snatchy and Dennis have that possibility, but now North looking to run into the B-bomb site. Looking to get this round over and done with. Try and secure a plant, but North will be taking the easy pickings, and the bomb actually will go down. North get the money out of the round. And at least that's something. They'll not be too disappointed.
I mean, Gade especially will be delighted with that because his money was so bad. Now he's probably going to get a gun of some description. It's a Galil, so better than nothing, that's for sure. And he gets nades alongside it. Sprout's starting to come back now. As you said, that double up setup definitely helping. DreamHack has also upped his level a little bit. He was a bit quiet at the start of the game. Now he's back at the top of the board. And it is sometimes hard to get kills when you're playing as that B-site anchor, but DreamHack has been delivering so far. North have definitely slowed down their T side, though, as this half has gone on, as we've got into the gun rounds. They've definitely slowed things down slightly, so I wouldn't mind seeing a pace change here, but Dennis is ready with the AWP. Oh, they're ready for him, though. He's forced away.
Yeah, he has to come away. And I like that he just falls back immediately, tries to gain other control, but Snatchy, the other AWP, has just fallen towards Ivy. KSHB just chased after him. There's no safe spot for Snatchy. And that's a very big kill to get for North. You have to remember, like I said, 5 rounds T side, it's already great from North. Any rounds they find other than this, they're going to be feeling even more comfortable. And they attack into this B-bomb side. Starting to run through the lower ramp. Dennis from the back line delivers 1 kill on the MSL, tries to flick up, and the pressure mounting as Dennis will go down to Gade. They're following up with kill after kill, and North locking Sprout out of this round. DreamHack is stuck at the back of CT spawn. He'll fall back to whence he came from. And that's North on 6 rounds.
And there is a little bit of a pace change there from North. A faster play towards the B site, not just waiting until there's 30 seconds left on the clock. And I like that they're willing to throw those rounds into the mix. I think sometimes the only criticisms some people have of MSL is maybe their teams do play a little too slow in every single round. But Cajun B gets that first kill, gets that man coming up the ladder as well, and even gets the third on the end there in that sort of lurk role that we know Cajun likes to play. He's up to 11 kills for what it's worth. Great to see Cajun performing on the server, but still have these 2 orbs.
Yeah, they still have the investment. They still have the chance to pick this round up and answer back immediately. We'll see if that is the case here. Lecro moving forward. Cajun B, like you said, performing, and Lecro getting a following opening kill. Snatchy with a big frag onto MSL, and Snatchy will be looking for the follow-up. Favin taking down AC, a follow-up kill for him, and Gid, well, he'll dish out the damage, keeping it even on the server. A follow-up from him gives the advantage to North, and now Dennis, can he win the 1v2? The first is his. Now it's the mind games. So much time to play with for Cajun B. He's 12-4, and Dennis with that AWP lurking in the back tracks towards 1.6 train, and now over towards B. It's all down to how Cajun B approaches this. He still has to get that bomb, and Dennis goes back through connector. Does Cajun B go for the long flank, Alex?
Oh, he's going to come in from this right-hand side right now. 32 seconds remaining, and Dennis has just gone back to the other side of connector. So Cajun B may be able to get past clearly.
He's got to go here. Eventually, he's just got to go and pick up that bomb, and those footsteps are going to be heard. And look what Dennis has found. An incendiary grenade in his hands. Cajun B making those footsteps. Dennis knows what's coming through right now, and Cajun B, that's risky. That's his death sentence. Good night. That's the round for Sprout.
I think I saw a little smirk from Dennis there as he realized he had that free kill at the end in the 1v1. And a timeout taken by Sprout. Again, we've talked about this previously, Dinko, in their earlier game. They like to go for these timeouts when they win rounds on the Sprout side, which is quite interesting. Maybe they're just figuring out exactly what North's money is looking like.
Yes, they do like to call these timeouts. We noticed that in their opening game against NIP. Even when they're winning rounds, they like to just take a little chill, get the emotions in check, make sure no one's too hyped up, make sure no one's overstepping and feeling too confident. They know how many of these rounds matter now at this point. After going 5-0 down, you can no longer make any monumental errors. It has to be full focus. It almost has to be flawless for the rest of this half for Sprout to be happy with the defensive side of Train. Last time around, this was the 3rd map that we didn't have to go to because Sprout won a grueling overtime over North on Vertigo, 22-20. But perhaps North felt like if they went to that 3rd map, they had that one in the bag, and they've decided to go with Trin as the pick this time instead of coming through with a pick of Vertigo.
There's a boost up at Ivy. Very unexpected angle right now that Dennis is playing from. The flash might have got him, though. Oh, okay, so I think Dennis dropped down. Smoke deployed to try and maybe fall back at this point. Oh, no,
get away.
Dennis almost dead. Down to 2 health. He is going to be running the hell out of there.
At least he gets away. Spitty's going to attempt some aggression here. Just tosses the smoke down into T-Con. Walks up with the MP9. I don't mind this because he does have the SMG, right? It's the weakest weapon in play. And he's going to get close up and personal, where this MP9 could do a lot of work. I think, though, North will probably just wait out the smoke, and Ace's walked right into it. Spitty, will he spot him first? He will. Those bullets coming off the MP9, and Spitty gets the double kill. Ace and Electro both fall, and that's the bomb found as well. And you know exactly where North wanted to go with this round, and now the defense, well, they can get ready for this. Spitty has got them a man advantage to play with. He's done so much work in this round. And Cajun B in from behind, shuts down Favin, but D-Hat follows up, closes the space. And now with 20 seconds left, a man advantage still intact for Sprout. barely with Dennis on 2 HP. But North, they realize the time is too far gone. They will be saving into the next round. And North, that is just a heartbreaking play into his T-Con from Spitty there. They just absolutely got shut out by that one.
Yeah, Spitty making the most of that close range MP9. You just fire so fast with this thing. When you're up close, it can really shred through people, even on gun rounds at times. Getting a pretty close first half on our hands. 5-6. North now taking a timeout. I think North have found most of their success when they're the ones controlling the early fights, right? When Cajun B is maybe getting one of those flanks going or putting some pressure elsewhere on the map, that's when North are really gaining the early edges. But it's when Sprout are the ones that are actually kind of getting aggressive and trying to frustrate North, that's when they seem to be successful. So it's been an interesting clash of styles so far. It's been good to watch. And hopefully we've got more fun rounds because we've still got a few rounds left in this first half. And Sprout have got to fight hard on this CT side.
Yeah, like we said before, we prefaced this half now since North went up 5-0, that Sprout no longer had much margin for error, right? They had to really focus up and get most of the rounds left in this half to feel comfortable. They would ideally be looking for these last 4 to get a 9-6 half. North coming into this round, obviously not favored, but it's MSL, the AWPer of the team. Looking for that early pick out of Pop Dog, but Dennis has done a lot of work in shutting down Cajun B early on. And I'm loving this aggression again from Sprout. They're just confident to take these early fights and really punish North by just taking so much map control away from them. Yeah, again, they've got the MP9 with the T-Con, and North have to waste so much time just trying to figure out where the player is in T-Con, what sort of map control they have available to them. They can't fully commit confidently into that A bomb site, knowing that they don't have T-Con control. So this clock is just running down. Electro, he does spot Spitty out. And Snatchy, he's taking down Gate as well. Now the attack coming in through T-Con. Favin with the MP9. This is not going anywhere for North. Absolutely shut out of this one. And MSL walks right into the waiting arms of DreamHack. I'm loving this proactive CT side from Sprout.
Yeah, team ace for them. Everyone getting involved in the action in that round. It has been a fairly decent team effort as well from Sprout this time. It's good to see some of the other players stepping up. Dennis right now just about at the top of the board, but there's really not that much in it. And I think this is one of the frustrating things when playing against Sprout is that they can kind of have the freedom to make plays like this, right? That they have shown the confidence to be able to just fight you at times, and it's been working for them. North trying to up the pace, but Dennis catches one. Oh no, Diha's so blind. He puts down the flames, lots of damage done, and Dennis is still alive in upper. That's a player that North are going to struggle to deal with. The USP still doing the damage. Finally, the bomb plant should come through because Dennis is reloading. But it's not the best position for North to be in, especially now that it's only Lecro stuck in the flames. He dies to his own molly.
You're allowed that one, chat. 1G, that's a true one. And well, and Sprout with 7 rounds now on the board. Just imagine if they got off to a better start. This has been fun to watch from Sprout. Quite comfortable on Train. And we know that Snatchy can be a solid player on this map. You know, the Polish players, during a lot of their domestic matchups, Train is a map that a lot of these teams, or a lot of the Polish teams and players grow up on, right? But it's actually been Dennis doing most of the work in that AWP. He's been very fun to watch and had a lot of impactful moments. And what is that I see? A Scar 20 implied. The auto shot, the auto sniper implied.
All right, where's Favin taking this bad boy then? Could maybe play from Heaven, could maybe play from Connector. This is a tight angle though. To actually get the kill here with the auto, not always easy. He's already pushed out to Olaf anyway. I'm not sure if he's been spotted, but he certainly has now. Spitty firing a single shot. This is, again, just pressure from North, though. They have most of their players back on the other side of the map where there's a setup from Sprout. They're ready. They're ready and waiting. Cajun B able to trade a couple of kills back, but he's alone pushing that B site, and he's thought against it. He's going to try and regroup with AZ, but Dennis is one step ahead.
At the start of this game, North was showing up across the board. Everybody was kind of having their moments, but as the half has progressed, it has been Cajun B alone in the world, deliver an impact, multi-kills here and there, but it hasn't been enough. And Sprout, that B bomb site hold, They just turned North into minced meat. They absolutely destroyed them as they try and enter the B bomb site. Now KGB's left with a very difficult task of trying to win this round out alone. He gets this 1v1 fight against Dennis, but he needs to hit the shot, and he'll find it. Now looking for the plant. 3 kills added to the tally, looking for the final 2. They're going to run down through that smoke. Asian B repositions, bomb planted for the long-range fight. If he gets behind Brown Train, there's a real chance at winning this round. He's crossed and has the cover to play with. No Molotov, 2 flashbangs, and he is on 22 HP. There's no smoke left for Sprout to smoke off the bomb and create pressure. And this time is starting to tick. They're both on the bomb site. Cajun B doesn't fall for it the first time. The following tap comes up, but now it's a 1 versus 1 for Cajun B. Looking to pull off the ace clutch, and it's not going to work for Favin, but it's the round for North. He does it. The HE grenade comes soaring in, but it's Cajun B that gets the kill before it. It's chaos there in the last few seconds, but North, they have got a talisman.
Cajun getting that last kill as the nade goes off. Man, oh man.
That was so confusing right there. It was like, who has won this round? You had to look at the timer at the top and see that North had picked it up.
Wow. Cajun B stepping up. And by the way, Cajun now has the Galil in this next round. Someone drop him your AK, guys. He's a beast.
Yeah, it's like, okay, guys, I've done everything. Now, you're going to need these AKs. Feels like he's confident enough to do it on the Galil. Rather see him on the AK, that's for sure. But North, given a 7th round, Cajun B having one of those performances, just vintage Cajun B a long time ago. And he's here on the server. Now the last round of the half, Sprout will still hope to lead, but North have the better buy. They look to try and close out this half in the lead by 1 in their own map pick. Electro with the first headshot. Spitty falls victim, and Ged, well, he jumps over the top, but Favin will take him down. Now 4v4. Attack to the A bomb site from North. And Snatchy falls to the headshot of AZ. Cajun B now following up, taking a lot of space to work with now for North. This has to be a huge 3v4.
Necro thinking about going for the fight, but realizes North are in such a good spot. They can just sit back. Bomb's been planted. Sprout don't have the kit right now because their buy was bad at the start of the round. Cage and Electro both chiming in, and D-High is going to have every single player facing him. North take the slight lead at the half, 8-7. Great half for them. Let's see if they can keep it up into the second half coming up next. While a close first half performance, but North are the ones who have the 1-round lead, in big part thanks to Cajun B. I think it might need to be more of a team effort heading into this second half though, Dinko. There's still a lot of Counter-Strike left to be played.
Exactly. Sprout could still have a good T side. We know they're capable of performing on this one. We'll see if they can find any success on the attacking side of things. It is going to be an uphill battle. We knew that based on the start that North got into that first half. And Sprout sending 2 players towards Ivy early on in the round. 2 towards the brown holes, and of course Snatchy just holding that ladder push. So spread out play from Sprout, but the bomb is over towards A. So a little inner fake and back to the A bomb site.
Oh, okay, Cajun. Calm it down, buddy. Instant kill to start the second half. MSL in a position where he almost gets the chance for one. And Dennis is behind them, but he's not going to find it. AZ turns it round, and Sprout are down and out of this pistol. Only Diha remaining. Maybe he can get onto the B site. There's only one man here, just arriving now. But even that seems unlikely. The CT's getting into position as we speak. Diha would love a bomb plant here. He'd love that extra money. He's going to try and move on to the site itself. MSL does fall, so now Diha could get that bomb planted, but instead he decides to go for the USP, go for more kills. It's a second shot. Diha's still got 3 more to find, though. North should just close him in here, and finally they find it. Gate closes it out, and North win a dominant pistol.
That was a contrived pistol round, I have to say, coming in from Sprout. I think they overcomplicated it slightly. They went for the inner fake, and it didn't really work out for them when they tried those rotations. North immediately just pressured for the information. You can see MSL on the ramp, knew what was up, knew what was going on, and North will walk away with it. Sprout with absolutely nothing to play with into this round. It's the full eco, apart from the Deagle, I suppose. You can consider that, maybe even the Zeus, but I don't really see any of that doing too much. North should be grabbing double figures. And then we'll get to see the buy into the next round from Sprout. We'll get to see that out early at least. Heavy Ivy presence coming in from Sprout here. Sending a lot of the players over here. They have just left 2 now. And fall back with the other 2 with the bomb.
Ooh. Cajun taking some damage. Luckily, Gade's got his back. Gotta say, you don't see the T-side Zeus too often. Favin has just been sitting in Pop Dog, hoping that someone pushes him, and maybe MSL will oblige. If he goes down the ladder, there could be a chance for Favin to get the Zeus kill. Oh, hello, MSL coming behind him. Uh-oh, it might be the knife for MSL. Nope, he just takes the SMG kill. Keeps it cool, keeps it calm, and now he's just got to focus on T main. 3 players here. MSL not going to get that one, but he follows through onto Snatchy, and Spiddy steals his teammate's Deeg to try and do at least some damage. They're all going to push him, though, all together now. MSL finally finds it. Extra money in the bank for your AWP, always a good thing.
Yeah, you want to see that AWP out early. MSL really didn't get much done in that first half. I don't really recall saying his name much. He didn't have any multi-kills, I believe you pointed out, during the halftime break. And so, coming into the second half, this is where he should be feeling a bit more comfortable when he gets that AWP out. He's not going to pull it out just yet as North go for a bit of a bonus. They want even more cash in the bank. And while Sprout, they come to this round with an AK-47 purchase. Utility is certainly there, but not as much presence as they would have liked.
Ooh, Diha forced away by the early flash and a nade, doing a bit more damage. Deep smoke from North. Bit of counter utility from Diha. Actually deals more damage than he received. So nice stuff from Diha there to be able to just get away from that position. Now, though, North will decide to fall back. They were just putting some pressure on that position, giving Sprout something to think about, forcing Sprout back a little bit. It's definitely worth taking some risks in this round as well if you are North. You don't have the full weaponry, so you might as well maybe go for some aggression, maybe go for a bit of a gamble. Another smoke down on B. Spiddy also just took some damage over on the Sprout side of things. Just under a minute left on the clock here, and Sprout still undecided as to where they want to end this round.
Indecisiveness could come back to bite Sprout in some of these important rounds, so seems like they decided this B-bomb site is exactly where they want to go. They've got 2 players towards Ivy. Currently on the other side of it is Cajun B, the man that was a beast for them in the first half. 20-9 right now. 27 seconds still on this clock, and now Sprout head into the B bomb site, 2-3 upper. I'm waiting for this one player to come down the ramp as well. And this A fight trying to sell it out a little bit, but the fight's already happening on this B bomb side. Lecro taking down Spitty Favid. One headshot is all that they have found so far in Sprout. DreamHack will add it to 2, but it is just snatchy. 8 seconds on this clock, and yeah, this round is not great from Sprout. It's going to be North easily taking 11th.
Yeah, they were really just hoping those players on the B push could get the kills they needed. Otherwise, Sprout knew they'd be in trouble there. They only had those 3 players, so as soon as they start falling, the other players were just so far away from the pincer from Ivy. And Spitty is very focused right now, very animated.
Yeah, very. He's trying to sort of visualize what's going on. I'm wondering if he's got... I'm trying to figure out what he's talking about based on his hand signals here, Alex, but I can't figure it out.
Yeah, you don't even speak German, but maybe you can just figure it out that way. I actually don't know if Sprout are speaking German with the Poles on the team. I'm not 100% sure.
I wouldn't think so, right? I think they would be communicating in English. 11-7. Sprout with the double ops, should I say North with the double op setup. The AK-47's picked up. Now, when you're on the CT side, having 3 AKs and 2 ops, that's never a bad buy. You'll be very happy with that. And the rest of the team now stepping up as well. You know, everybody's kind of having their moments. We're finally going to get to see this double op setup play out on the CT side. And Cajun B has started things off fantastically by taking down Spitty. Whatever those hand signals were, didn't quite figure it out yet.
Yeah, hopefully that was more talking about the upcoming gun round than this one, because this is just all about league shots. Dennis having a little inspect of his deagle, moving towards B. Lecro is currently the man here, and clean kill from Lecro. They've got the AKs out on the CT side, which is always a nice luxury to have, just be able to land those quick kills. Would be nice for Sprout to get some damage done here. It's the double up setup in play for North, so keeping that economy low would be ideal, if possible. Cajun holding this long-range angle. No nades against him, but he misses the first shot. Easy looking to see if he can deliver, and he should be able to clean this up fairly easily. DreamHack does land a shot in reply, but the last man is completely trapped at E-box. Lecro clears him out. North win the round as anticipated. And over on the B stream, there's another close game heating up.
Yeah, Godsend definitely showing up against Big. Big is starting to really gain momentum into the tournament, feeling like they're potentially one of the dark horses to go deep in this run. And, well, Godsend giving them a good battle. So if you're interested in watching that one, you could head over to the B stream. But here we've still got North versus Sprout, 12-7. North, 4 rounds away from victory on this opening map. Sprout have not really looked that comfortable on this T side, at least early on. There haven't really been too many signs of confidence.
Interesting that North are 3-nading A main to start with, and then using mollies to try and take away that position. Quick push down Pop Dog though, AZ seeing if he can hold this down alongside his teammates. Gade is close by. Molotov in hand, that's going to force them away, and AZ takes back control. Good kill from him. 2-man advantage for North, and they're just picking Sprout apart in these gun rounds. Finally, though, AZ's going to fall.
Yeah, he pushes his luck a little too much there, but I do like the play from him, that Molotov. But we're going to get back to that. MSL through the smoke with a headshot. Shuts down Snatchy, now trying to get the crossing player. That would be a fantastic shot, but this is MSL's time to shine. Spitty has picked up the sniper. We'll see if he can wield it to any sort of success. MSL transitioning back to the bomb site itself, playing from connector. He's just looking for a safer spot to play this round out, and he's going to be shut down by Spitty. He's found a very good kill. And now there's only one player on this A bomb site, and it's Cajun B. The one player you would want alive. He's got this up. 25 seconds as Sprout head onto the site. Lecro has arrived to the party as well, and this becomes difficult, but the timing is everything, and they line up. Cajun B, 1 bullet, 2 kills, and a 13th round for North.
I got so scared there where MSL misses that jump to connector a couple of times and dies because of it. That would have been such a silly way to lose that round. But thankfully, Cajun B, even though he's asked to hold 2 angles at the same time, he does so.
Yeah, I
Lining
feel
them
like
up.
Sprout definitely take a little too long. Obviously, they don't have all the information about who is in the bomb site or where they are. So, that could have been a great opportunity if they had sped up. But that's from hindsight. That's from our perspective, right? And there was a window of opportunity that they did not really know about. And like you said, getting the lineup there, very lucky. Fun fact, all 5 members of North have double figures of enemies flashed. Sprout have no players with more than 5. Now, that is a statistic that aligns with the scoreline. I feel like flashes have direct success, Alex, in terms of just getting these round wins over the board. It's just been so dominant. Look at North, 13-7 up. It's just so much more comfortable on this map.
Just in general, North are always one of those teams that end towards the top of the flash assist leaderboard, I think. I'm just checking now. They're currently 4th out of all the top 30 teams in that aspect of the game. They're always a team that are definitely well drilled with their nades. And for Sprout, I'm a little bit surprised in some of these rounds that we haven't just seen them just throw some flashes over A main. Normally, they're not too complicated to throw. Normally, you can at least force players off angles briefly.
That's how you get your flash assists up, Alex.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Well, not even flash assists. I just flash them for like half a second, and it shows up.
Enemies flash. There you go.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, KGB has started this round off with a bang. Taking down Dennis. Cracking open the round for North. And this shouldn't be one they feel too pressured in. This is one where you can take a deep breath and surely just rely on the individuals taking headshot after headshot. AZ puts a bullet between Spitty's eyeballs. It will follow suit towards Ivy. And now it was just Snatchy and Favin left alone to pull off a miracle. That's the first kill from Favin. Need a little bit more to get more excited about this one. And it is going to take down Snatchy, leaving Favin alone in the world, and he will get another before falling. At least a little sprinkle of damage in the round, but 14-7, North with no money problems. As you get into the later stage of this one, it almost surely looks like North will be walking away with Train. And if not, if Sprout somehow are to pull this one back, I feel like this is the decisive round.
This would be the moment for them. Snatchy only 9 kills on the board. He's slowed down quite a bit since the start of this game. Now he's got the ult back in his hands here on the T side. MSL, though, getting so aggressive. Spitty's bypassed him, and he gets away. Spitty can smoke this molly, get the opening kill for his team, and that's a much-needed start to the round for Sprout.
For MSL, Dennis will be the player that falls to equalize the player count on the server. It's MSL that is the equalizer. And Sprout, a good start is now faltered. It's fallen through their fingers. They're going to need a step up. Could it be DreamHack to deliver that? Around the corner is KGB. It's the flashbang. It's going to be perfect. DreamHack just completely blinded by it. And KGB is able to just swing on by and shut him out of the round. Man advantage pulled in favor of North. A double up setup proving to be too deadly for Sprout to handle. And just look at this HP over for Sprout. 18 on Snatchy, 23 on Spitty. I'm not fancying their chances in this round, Alex.
Yeah, after getting that early kill, it's gone against them. MSL this time has been able to get on top of this connector angle, which is one he wanted to get on previously. And you're about to see why. MSL lands a shot onto Snatchy. 2 Sprout players remaining, 25 seconds on the clock. Gonna try and move into this A site, using some nades to do so. Lecro's on the flank though, and Lecro could just clinch this. Kills from behind, easy. So easy for North. They end up closing out the round in that 4v2. Just such little time for Sprout. There was obviously not much they could do at the end there. 15-7 for North. This switch up of the map pick of Train is working out exactly as they planned.
I'm just looking back through the game log, Alex, because I was intrigued on whether or not Snatchy had found a kill so far in the second half. The answer is a no up until 13-7. So he has definitely had a very, very quiet second half. And Favin getting rid of AZ. At least that's something for Sprout. Could this be the second win to stay alive for a little bit longer here on Train, or will North close it out in very clean fashion? For Sprout at this point, it's all about getting a little bit of momentum, getting some wind in their sails, get a couple of these individuals feeling a bit more confident, tasting blood, realizing they still can kill people, heading into the second map, but I think it's almost surely locked in for North eventually. But this round, at least, will be going in favor of Sprout. Across the board, kills have come through. Fathom with a double. In case you'd be left again. This man can clutch out incredible rounds, Alex, so he can do it again. A 1v3, a full minute on the clock. Bomb not down yet. Don't count Cajun B out.
Sprout is spreading up as well.
Oh.
One player pushing B alone. Okay. Missed shot from Cajun B, thankfully. Otherwise, there might have been a way in for him. Sprout finally on the board on this T side. It's taken a while. And the problem with that is that North can just instantly rebuy this double AWP setup. They can go straight back to it. The positive for Sprout is that they have started to win a couple of these early fights. They've started to get a couple of these advantageous positions, winning these early battles. We need to see more of the same, though. And I think Snatchy's still yet to frag on this T side, Dinko.
Snatchy.
Until now.
There he is. He's got the kill. He's changed that. Spitty with the headshot on occasion beat. Scared will follow up with the AUG, and he's going to get a second out of that weapon as well. Producing great things for North in round 24. Snatchy. Could this be the round where he makes up for all his troubles? But Gid has just walked right into T-Con. This is a lot of control, and that's the ball about to come in, but he's looked away. He's looked away at the wrong time. And DreamHack delivered a chance. He survives on 1 health point. AZ and Lecro, they left it at 2v3. A man down, yes, but look at AZ's position. Could this be the round where he steps up? But the timing has worked out again for Sprout. Snatchy taking the kill, and it's all on Lecro. A 1 versus 3. Bomb not down yet. That gives him a few seconds to get closer and closer to this site. But he has to be perfect to take these kills, and he'll go down. Good round from Snatchy. That's more like it.
Yeah, getting some good impact with that AWP. That's what we were waiting for. It's enough to force North's economy back into a poor position. Jump up from Snatchy on the first one, then just spots that player on the edge of the smoke. And Lecro walks straight into his crosshair at the end there. North having to take a full save ahead of this round. Most of them have money, which is definitely an upside. The only man struggling for cash is Lecro, who might have to take some sacrifices. A shot from Spitty early in the round. Snatchy creeping up through Ivy. Thankfully, he's got DreamHack behind him. The 2 poles pushing up through that position. And wow, Snatchy's just going with the P250. They know it's an eco, and they want to get it out of there as soon as possible.
I seen a tweet the other day, and I can't remember who it was from, just off the top of my head, but they were discussing how they believe the AUG is low-key still very strong.
I think it was someone on OG. It might have been Valder. Not entirely sure. Don't hold me to that.
Yeah. I think you could be on to something there. But I feel like it is very, very strong still on certain maps, right? Train is one of those maps where it's still very viable. But over here on the other stream, we've got a 15-14 scoreline. Godsent in the lead. They've had to come back into this, Alex, and they're looking very impressive into this last round. You can see them fighting for overtime. When we get back into our match, 15-10. North, 1 round away from sending us to map number 2. A Train under their belt. It's Sprout. Could this be the fire lit beneath them? Can they pull it back?
Hazy getting aggressive into Pop Dog at the start of this round. Couple of nades being lobbed into A main. Again, North have been putting a lot of their utility in that position early in the round, trying to take that away from Sprout, but they've dropped down Pop. AZ's not ready for it. Opening kill found for Dennis. Cajun B now crossing over to the other side of Ivy to try and see if he can spot out those players that could be pushing on through. But it's a similar setup for Sprout. This is that similar play they ran previously. The rest of the players are ready to push B.
Oh, MSL, there's the kill on Snatchy.
Oh, the fake's working.
Yeah, it is. It's drawing them away. And look at that B bomb site's completely open. Finally, Lecro, he's going to realize, but he sees players right beside him. Favin, close up and personal. Lecro is completely caught off guard. And Favin with the kill. That's the sucker punch. The locks North out of the round. They're completely bamboozled. And they will save into the next one. That's an 11th round for Sprout. I have to say, that's a fantastic round from them.
Yeah, and that's what they're capable of. They are a well-drilled team on this Sprout side. And I think that's why Spitty was taking that timeout previously, because some of these plays rely on those timing windows to be just right. If you're going to fake through Ivy like that, you've got to get your B players to push at the exact right time, just as the rotator's gone away and just before he's going to start rotating back. And Sprout get the read right this time round. And the other nice thing about that play is that you can push up close towards B, and you can get into the back lines already, which makes the retake so much more difficult. Is Farley getting knifed? No, he's not, but it is going to overtime on the B stream. I wouldn't mind an overtime here too, Dinko. It's looking more and more likely.
Well, it is a possibility. We did not expect it. Sprout are clawing their way back into this one. Well, we'll keep you updated on the B-Stream scoreline as well throughout this one. And MSL right through the wall. Snatchy was asking for it. MSL teaches them how to do the wall buying. And that's a man advantage in play for North. They've got this. No one has traded back from Sprout. There's absolutely no chance to do so with the fashion that MSL grabbed that opening kill with. And now in round 27, North will slow it down in terms of just sitting back, allowing Sprout to come to them, knowing they've got a man to the good.
And this is Sprout's toughest task yet, overcoming this man disadvantage. Spitty's decided to take the AWP into his hands, but it's the A execute that Sprout will be relying on. More nades coming into the site. Smoke's landed on the top of the bomb train. Molotov has forced AZ up, but he's still in a pretty good position to hold this down. He's still got a cap to work with. Nades arriving now. AZ taking some damage from those, but he's still fighting, still holding strong. AZ makes it 2, and Sprout are down and out unless they can win this 1v4 now. Spitty alone, he's gonna fall, and North eventually get the job done.
Yeah, the smoke's setting up AZ perfectly there inside of the site. Sprout were handed a disadvantage to get things going with that kill from MSL with the wall buying. But yeah, a relatively impressive performance actually from North. A few hiccups in the second half with a few rounds coming back in for Sprout. But for the most part, pretty solid performance from North. They were kind of dragged through, kicking and screaming in a couple of rounds in the first half of Occasion B. But for the most part, the whole team stepped up in that second, and good signs moving forward.
Yeah, the main question for me with this North team is always who's going to be that superstar? Who's going to be that real standout in some of these games? If Cajun can have games like that, even just every now and then, and some of the other players can join him, that's where this North team can become a real threat and a real dangerous team.
Yeah, certainly. It is going to be time for a short break, though. We'll be heading on to map number 2. This one heavily favors Sprout, so if you're a fan of them, don't worry just yet. They have a great chance of pulling this one back heading into the next.